Hello people, Edwin Learnard back. In this YouTube segment I'm going to deviate from my norm and I'm going to be dissertating and talking about how to increase YouTube viewership on YouTube. One fundamental thing I want to get with you on is this going to be first talk about just social networking sites. You can go on to say Facebook.com and you can paste your video on there, and some of you may know, some of you may not, is that you can hit a promote button on there, and after you put your video on there should be a promote link, and it costs like $7, and I'm not sure exactly the duration of time that the video would stay there, but it does give you some increased viewership, or it might not be that substantial. It's still something, and that's one way to do it. Another thing is you can just, if you have say 100 friends on Facebook, you could paste your video onto those friends' walls. Soon you get permission or you feel like you're able to do it. These people, say you put it on 100 walls, and you can get maybe at least 100 views, additional views right there, because you figure there's going to be at least probably one person on each wall will view it, whether it's that person or maybe even a friend of those people. And also, it could escalate from there, because some of the friends of those people that you put the you put the video on those walls, friends of those friends could not only view it, but they might want to share it to their walls. So it could, that's one way to increase viewership as far as YouTube views would go. Another thing is, you can like other social networking sites, you can put it on Twitter. Put a link. When you tweet, just put your link on there and maybe a brief description of what the video entails and what it's about. Another thing you can do is there's another website called a social networking site, formerly myyearbook.com, which is now meetme.com, where you could put your video, I guess you could say on your profile, I guess their profile wall or whatever the person would have on that particular site, and you could not only paste it there, there is a way to, I guess you could say, somewhat promote it, where it gets quote-unquote spotlighted for maybe 2 or 3 hours. And if you do that, it might not increase the viewership significantly, but that's still a way where it can be increased. So that's another website to maybe you can make an account for if you don't have it already, in order to maybe help increase your viewerships for your YouTube video. And the thing I want to get back to on the promote is $7 for the the Facebook video, and it's really not, that's not really too much for most people. Some people, depending on your budget needs, it might be a little much, but I guess that's it's obviously about perception and what are the needs for that particular person. But there's another, you could also go on to YouTube, and YouTube has a thing where you can promote your video. Now, some qualify and some don't. Now on the YouTube, you can go, I believe you could hit the edit button by your video. When you go to Video Manager, you just go to the video that you're trying to promote and hit edit, and it should give a drop down list, and promote should be one of the buttons on there. Now you go through the steps, the process, or whatever YouTube puts you through, and it may qualify, it may not, and they have different budget needs for different people, and you only would get charged for each view that the video would receive, during this promotion period. And another thing that can be done, well, this is I'm going to go back to the basics here, is that make sure that your video has a good amount of characters in it, as far as the tags go. And in the tags section on the settings, I believe you're allowed up to 500 characters as far as the tags go. So I mean, in your search terms, which are your tags, say each word average, or search term average 20 characters, you'd have like 25 different tags, right? 25 times 20 is obviously 500. So that's another thing, way to increase the viewership. Another way is to create a video response on YouTube, and that would be creating a response. Basically you would be taking your video and then you'd be finding a like video that's similar on YouTube, and you would go to that video, you'd go to the comment section on it, and when you go to comments and you want to click put a comment, there should be another option, and that option should be create video response. You click on create video response, and then what you would do is you get a drop down list of your videos, and then the one that would, I guess, be most apropos or appropriate, the one that you want to put the video response to, you would click on your link, your video from that drop down list, and it would be sent to the person that has that account on that video that you're attempting a response to, and they could either accept it or reject it, and you don't know unless you try. And obviously you want to make sure that the video that you're sending to create the response is obviously something similar to what the other person has. So example could be, say you had a video on how to put a coil spring into a car. If you want to maybe make the response to a video, that would be even something at least mechanically related, auto mechanic related, something like how to put a distributor cap on such and such vehicle. That would be something appropriate, which would be similar, and that person would have more reason to accept that as a video response to his own video. And that could also help that person generate more responses to his, because if they look at your response to it, they probably going to be looking at his as well, and it could be something where it can go kind of back and forth for both of you. Another thing, there is a website that you can put your video on, and it's called tubemogul.com, tubemogul.com, and you create an account there, and there's a number of other websites that are on there. I guess you probably would have to create an account on those as well, and you could share that video, that link from YouTube to those accounts, and that would increase your viewership, whether significantly or not, I don't know, but that could still help as far as increasing the viewership goes. Every little bit counts, and a little small minute things can obviously go a long way to propelling your video and giving it the views it really might truly need and deserve to get. Another thing that can be done as far as, I guess you could say, increasing viewership is not just the Facebook thing I told you about before. And one thing I want to go backtrack and rewind on it. I believe that only applies to people that have 5,000 friends or less, and that's the majority of people on Facebook, I believe. Anyway, so most of you would be able to do the Facebook promoting thing for your YouTube video. And I want to say that another thing that can be done is I believe most email sites have a thing where it has mass sender capability. Now, if you have an ability, let's just say, to send something out to 20 friends simultaneously, you could take your link for your YouTube video and just send it out to them. And if those people like it, or whoever views it likes it, they might send it out to some other people, and that could help escalate in terms of viewership for the YouTube video. And it's just simple thing. Also, if I hadn't stated it before, you can also, as far as Facebook goes, you can maybe say you have 100 friends on Facebook, you could take your video and just paste your video onto those friends' walls. I would just make sure obviously try to make sure you get verification and approval on it before doing it, but I would say most of them would probably be cool with it and would allow you to do it. And just keep in mind, there's also numerous other social networking sites, and as far as in addition to the ones that I have dissertated and talked about, that would most likely allow you to put your link to your video on. I believe there's about 200 major, at least 200 major social networking sites. Now I don't know the stats as far as which ones would allow it or not, but there's got to be others in addition to meetme.com, Facebook.com, Twitter.com, MySpace.com. I'm sure there's a number of others where you could put your YouTube video on and put it on there and allow others to see it, and perhaps do similar things which I talked about, and whether it would be sending it to maybe those people, or if they have some kind of wall or something on there where you could paste it to, then by all means go for it. And it's just basically following just simple rudimentary basic things, which are very which is not an exorbitant amount of money, which would enable you to help increase viewership on some level, one way or another. And really, I guess the one last thing I want to get with you on before I conclude this video would be, on YouTube, as you know, you have people that will subscribe to you periodically, depending on what video you have, and your subscribers are dependent, I guess, on the interest level of your particular video, of course. And the more subscribers you get, the more obviously you're going to have more potential viewers. And some things you can do is you can leave maybe comments connected with similar type videos that are connected with the videos that you're producing. And if somebody sees a comment on there, it's possible that they might go to your profile or channel or what have you, and decide to to subscribe to your videos. Now you could subscribe yourself to a number of people that have channels with similar type videos as you do. And a lot of times those people will reciprocate, and in turn they will subscribe to yours. So that's another way which would be advantageous in terms of getting a greater viewership onto YouTube, as far as your YouTube videos would go. Well, people, that will conclude this segment for increasing YouTube video views, and I want to appreciate whoever tunes into this, and I hope that this was beneficial to a number of people out there. And until next time, people, stay well.